RC, you were trending all over the place on Friday after your comments about this game. How did it go relative to what you expected it to be?
It went exactly how I expected it to go. You told a team full of fist fighters that they needed to show up to a fist fight at 12 o'clock Central in Tennessee, and they came with their friends, and that's what I expected. I expected a very physical game by the front seven of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I expected that Ben and this offense would come out and utilize as many weapons as they possibly could to attack a Tennessee Titans defense that's not very good. And that's what we saw very early on in this game. Ben was extremely sharp. The running game with James Conner was working extremely well. And the front seven of this defense took the personal approach to trying to stop Derrick Henry. They didn't want him to get into the secondary and be able to still form smaller individuals. They wanted to show him that you had to run fast, you had to run hard, and you had to run aggressive early on in downs. And he didn't do that very well early on. And then we saw the Tennessee Titans do what they've done all season, continue to fight, continue to show the personality that Mike Vrabel has put into this team, that he has instilled into this organization. But Steven Gostkowski, the guy that's been a roller coaster that we all love to ride, was on the downslope this time, and the Tennessee Titans couldn't get it into overtime. But the Pittsburgh Steelers win. They're one of the best teams in the AFC. The Tennessee Titans are still in that fight, and this was a game that we needed to see.
Dan, are the Pittsburgh Steelers the best team in the NFL?
No, they're not. They're one of the three best. You know, Kansas City's still better, and I think Tampa Bay's better. But they've looked the best. Like, this team has looked the best, and they're only getting better. Like, I feel like Pittsburgh is just starting to figure themselves out. The challenge for Pittsburgh, or the challenge that they present to you, is they give you more questions than answers. You know, like, offensively, how do you match up? Like, do you match up with Deontay Johnson and Juju Smith-Schuster and Chase Claypool and Eric Ebron? The way that Big Ben goes, you know what, for a long time I've carried this football team, and now you guys go make plays. There's not a lot of teams that are going to match up with Pittsburgh offensively when they put all their weapons out there. And then there's not a lot of teams. RC, like, you can hear when RC talks about playing defense for Pittsburgh, he used the word personal. I don't know if there's a lot of teams, this weekend will be one of them with Baltimore, that feels good when they line up with their offense, that they're not going to be personally offended by the way Pittsburgh's going to play. Like, Pittsburgh's defense wants to embarrass you. Like, they physically want to impact you or harm you. And I don't know if there's a lot of teams that are willing to line up and play a football game against them for 60 plays.
You know, there's a lot of difference. If you didn't watch the game, it was more one-sided than the final score would appear. And then the Ben turns the ball over a few times, and the Titans have a good chance. But, Rex, you have a question about the Titans, and it's not about their offense.
No, it's definitely about their defense. And Greeny, when I look at it, look, Dean Pease, the great defensive coordinator, retired this season. I'm seeing how it's affecting this team. Look, they're living and surviving on turnovers. They had 3 interceptions. That's great. If you had 3 interceptions, you should win that game. Well, you're not. And to me, what's going to happen when it dries up? You're not getting the takeaways. Your defense is not good enough to match up with the elite teams, the Steelers, Kansas City, Baltimore. You're not going to match up with those teams. And can I just mention about this game right here?
Yeah.
I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers have never run away from a fight. They've run into a bunch of fights before. Yeah. All right? Neither has, Vrabel. And that's what this thing was about. But I'm going to tell you something like that. We kind of dismiss, like, Baltimore. Oh, yeah, they're playing Baltimore next week. Oh, what's this one? You want to see a fight? It's going to happen right there, because who's got the better defense? It's going to happen. And, Ryan, you and I both know. Mike Tomlin and I, before games, would sit back and say, oh, yeah, because I knew my team was tougher than his. He knew his team was tougher than mine. And it's like, whoever wins, we already know. The most physical team's going to win, and we were okay with it. All right? And that's what's going to happen. They're going to be okay with that. We're going to find out.
No question. And that's next weekend's matchup, and we'll get to
the
it.
One thing,
Ryan Clark, I'm coming to you. Because, RC, really quick, they can play defense with anybody. Ben, when he's flinging it around, has got as many weapons as he has maybe ever. You tell me right now, are the Steelers the best team in the NFL?
They aren't. They aren't. I think when they have a good day, they can beat anybody, but I don't necessarily believe that they're the best team in the NFL right now if everybody plays their best football. I think they're still behind Kansas City, and when you watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play yesterday, if they can play like that defense continues the ball, and now you're adding all of these weapons, I think those are the top 3 teams in the NFL.
All right, I've been trying to talk everyone into this since August. I'll keep trying. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.